This evening I will be trying the Macallan 12-year-old single malt. It is 43% alcohol by volume. It is a Speyside distillery. This is not the first Macallan I've had. I've had two other ones. I've tried both the Fine Oak. I think it's 10-year-old if I remember correct. That one was so-so. Then I also had the Macallan Cast Strength. I don't remember the age or anything of that. That was a rocket ship. That was some good stuff. That night I did not have any water to temper it with, and it really needed it, but it was flavorful. But you took it in very small doses. Anyway, back to the 12-year-old here. Macallan for years has been, for a long time it was considered the Scotch to measure other Scotches by. It had a name, it had a following, and it maintained a certain presence of eliteness within the Scotch community. And it's not a bad Scotch. On this one, it is it's not their, or the 10-year-old is the first one I know of. There may be others. I'm not aware of all the Macallans. This is the first one I bought. I got it on sale before Thanksgiving. I think I got it on sale for around $50 in Wichita. And I never had bought a bottle of Macallan, so it was my first bottle I ever bought. It's neat. It's got this little authenticity hologram on the seal. I don't know if it can be seen in the thing or not, but it's definitely interesting. I've opened it. It's been open about 10-12 minutes now, so I've had time to let it breathe. I've drank most of the bottle, so it has had some oxidation over about 2 months, but not much. It hasn't affected it in my opinion. And we'll get on with the review. And some of these I don't pour for you guys because I pre-pour, because you should let them breathe, and everybody says, and I think the standard rule for that, and I may have mentioned this in one of the other videos, is 1 minute per year is what the rule is. They say to let them breathe. So I just kind of follow that. You open it, you let it set for 10 minutes or so before you tackle it, and it gives it a chance to oxidize in the glass, settle down, and then it's ready to go, as Ralphie would say. Settle down. Give it a little stroll around the glass. Give it a little nose. And yes, it is sherry. I think most Macallans are sherried. You can definitely smell the sherry in it. There's a little bit of that sulfur smell you get. And it was a funny thing. After I bought it, I would light matches for the first couple of days just so I could get that sulfur smell. Even though I knew what it smelled like going, all my years of lighting barbecue pits and lighting lanterns going fishing and making a fire out, to cook out with. Of lighting matches, I've smelled them, I know what the smell is, but to reacquaint myself with it, I would lit a few matches, and it's worth it. Anything to help the association of smells. I go through the spice cabinet. Me and my wife, I've mentioned that before as well, and it helps reacquaint my nose with the different spices. I like trail mix. If you like trail mix, you'll get a lot of the spices. I like fruit cake. Fruit cake gives me a lot of spices. I think they call it holiday bread or something like that. In England, it's a little different, holiday cake or something like that. But over here, it's called fruit cake, and it just helps get your palate develop more and more. So anyway, back to the Scotch. Again, I'll hit it up one more time. Again, the sherry, dried raisins, dried dates, dried apricots. Those three come to mind right away. A little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of cardamom, I get the sulfur. Vanilla, just a touch of vanilla in there. It's a very bold flavor, very bold and rich smell you're getting off of it. It's a fairly oily Scotch, as you can tell, running down the sides of the glass. So it should give us a mouthfeel. I'm going to assume it's got a little color added to it, and it's chill filtered, even though I don't believe it says so anywhere on the bottle. I've never seen that before. I am unsure of either one of those. I have not went to the website and checked that out. It may be to say something different on the website. But the malt is exclusively matured in select sherry oak casks from Jerez, Spain, for a minimum of 12 years. Now, it has no mention of either. So I cannot say for sure whether it is or not. And I don't have the palate like obviously Ralphie does, where he can detect those sort of things. I cannot detect them. Maybe after another 10 years of doing this, who knows? Yep, it stayed there. It doesn't change much. All right, let's give it a whirl. Get it right on the tip of that tongue. Taste all that sweetness. Apricots come to the forefront for me, with the dates and the raisins backing it up. Got the nutmeg. Little cardamom in there, vanilla, a little bit of that sulfur in the background. Good mouth coating. Let's give it one more. It's very good. I like it. Dried apple. I do get some dried apple now. Not slightly salty, if I haven't mentioned that. There is some salt in there. Finish is real nice. Maybe just ever so slightly bitter. Just slightly. I mean, it's not an off-putting, dominating. Maybe just very back of my tongue, just a little bit of the bitterness. That could be from the sulfur, bringing that about a little bit. But to me, it doesn't in any way degrade the flavors. It doesn't hurt it any. It's a good beginner sherry Scotch. It's very good. Let's talk about the finish for a second. And the finish is that bitterness, but it's a complete mouth coating. It finishes a little quicker than some of the other thicker Scotches I've had. Overall, it's good. Water wouldn't. It is a little bit spirit driven. You do get some spirit drive on it. A bit of that alcoholic nuances coming through. It is there, and but you're going to expect a certain amount of that with 12-year-olds. Not all, but a lot of 12-year-olds are still going to give you that. In this case, it's there. Plum too, maybe. We'll stick with what I got. Score. I have wrote down 86 out of 100. I did this about a month ago, so it's about halfway through. When I was about halfway through the bottle, give it time to settle. Give me time to settle into it. I'm gonna stick with 86 out of 100. It's a damn good dram. I think you would enjoy it if you like sherry. If you haven't liked sherry, it's a good place to start. Go easy, sip easy. I think a lot of people, sometimes they get into a scotch and the first thing they do is, like my aunt did, she poured a big glass of it, tried to drink it like bourbon. Not sip it, she took big swigs. And that can make, that can, it doesn't, even with the good bourbons, you shouldn't do that. But that's from years of drinking Wild Turkey 101. You don't chug Wild Turkey 101. You don't chug any of them anymore. I'm too old for that crap. But anyway, you sip it and enjoy it and nurture and take care of it. A couple of drams a night. And you start slowly on it. You don't have to have a Glencairn. Get you a rocks glass. Don't put no water in it to start with, though. I will say that. If you were dealing with a higher ABV of 46% or more, and you really kind of unsure about it, add a couple of drops of water. Get you your teaspoon out, pour you about a 1/4 inch in the bottom of a tumbler to a 1/2 inch. Take your teaspoon and drop your teaspoon in it. Let it settle. If you're scared of the spirit in it, but for the average bourbon drinker coming from a bourbon background, let's say, into Scotch, you won't have to do it. Just take a few small, slow sips, work your way into it. For people that drink tequila or any of the other spirits, I'm not going to go there. I drink tequila. I like mezcal more than I do tequila, but I drink tequila. I do not drink vodka. Vodka is a mixer. It has virtually no use for anything but mixing. As in tequila as opposed to mezcal, most tequilas are not good for anything but mixing, in my humble opinion. The mezcals, though, they bring the smoky flavor in. I prefer to sip mezcals. Rums, light rums, mixers, dark rums. Some dark rums can be very good straight. And especially the Caribbean, the real Caribbean rums, not some of the ones that are shipped to America and are made in America and Caribbean style, blah, blah, blah. Just, a good dark Caribbean rum that has a little age to it can be very good to drink straight. So, anyway, enough about all that. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you try it. I think for $50 to $55, you can't go wrong. It's a good starting point for a sherried Scotch, and I think you would enjoy it. That's all I really got to say about this. I'm Robert, I'm your host, and I'll be signing off, and everybody have a good evening.